This is really the key days of the hearing for Judge Amy Coney Barrett. She is been under questioning from U.S. senators who are on the Senate Judiciary Committee. The hearing now ends up mostly being about the Affordable Care Act, which is because there's a case at the court. She's not going to answer that question because literally she would be on the court for that case if she is confirmed. And it's a provision of the Affordable Care Act. And it seems like they have taken a much softer tone so far with Judge Barrett, and they realize this is they failed last time, and they're reaping what they sowed. It's
on full display for the American people to see. So if they were attacking her, I don't think it would jive with what the American people are hearing from Judge Barrett. And just, it's interesting. The couple of times there have been attacks, or maybe not even in this hearing room, but through articles and other media outlets, Jordan, they don't point to any of her cases that she's heard over the last 3 years on the circuit court because there's not a substantive attack that they can make there.
Judge Barrett, by embracing that Scalia judicial philosophy so directly over and over, and in the hearing today, I mean, it's like music to my ears when she says that, because that's more like Justice Alito. He's very direct about that. There may be slight differences, like she said, in some interpretation, but she does see like the statutory interpretation the same way, the legislative interpretation the same way, and so I mean, she's going to be coming at it from that direction. She did admit that. Again, you have those philosophies, you come at it the same way, but you can end up at different places. But that is what I think makes her the nightmare to the left.
Judge Barrett has repeatedly acknowledged the restraint that the judiciary has to show. She has repeatedly educated the American people, who I think come to this naturally, that law and policy have to be set by the elected branches, and that is not something that we have heard to this degree in previous confirmation battles. Yes, they always say we're not going to prejudge a case, but she has made a point of specifically saying the American people do not elect judges. We cannot make law. And Jordan, I would just tell you, if we're going to be a people that self-govern, we have to embrace that philosophy. She has done that repeatedly this morning, and I think the Democrats on that panel realize that if they go after her, it's not only not going to make a difference in how this nomination ends up, but I think it would hurt them at the ballot box as well, because that's a principle that the American people of both sides largely embrace.
What you're seeing is a very smart, eloquent a judge, former professor, answer these questions. She has no notes. She has a notepad because they give everybody a notepad, but she didn't bring anything with her, no files with her, no notes, answering questions about judicial philosophy, previous cases that before the court, nothing on her notepad. So it wasn't like, jotting things down like some kind of debate right before you go into a debate. So I just want to say that it's very unique if you're watching, because I think what you're seeing is that the left realizing they failed on this one. One, they could not sell enough Republicans this idea that they should not go ahead with a nomination and then a confirmation hearing and then ultimately a vote this close to an election. So they lost that initially. And they had already really injured themselves when they went after Judge Barrett during her circuit court nomination. They looked ridiculous, Feinstein and Durbin with the religious stuff.
I don't think it's any secret to any of you or to the American people that this is a really difficult, some might say excruciating process. And Jesse and I had a very brief amount of time to make a decision with momentous consequences for our family. We knew that our lives would be combed over for any negative detail. We knew that our faith would be caricatured. We knew our family would be attacked. And so we had to decide whether those difficulties would be worth it, because what sane person would go through that if there wasn't a benefit on the other side? And the benefit, I think, is that I'm committed to the rule of law and the role of the Supreme Court in dispensing equal justice for all. And I'm not the only person who could do this job, but I was asked, and it would be difficult for anyone. So why should I say someone else should do the difficulty if the difficulty is the only reason to say no? I should serve my country. And my family's all in on that because they share my belief in the rule of law.
I think that for conservatives, like you're talking about, for conservatives, Judge Barrett, if she becomes Justice Barrett, which I believe she will, may very well become that same kind of figure for conservatives that the notorious RBG was for the left.